Hello, my name is Mackenzie and I am a master's student at Hiroshima University, finishing up my first semester here. In this video, I want to give you some information about how you can apply for a student visa. Applying for your student visa is probably one of the most intimidating parts of this process of getting a master's degree abroad. I just want to share some tips, walk you through the process so that it seems not as intimidating, hopefully by the end of this video. So stick along and let's get started. The first thing that you need to do if you are interested in applying for a student visa is you need to get accepted into a graduate school program. From my understanding, the only way that you will qualify to apply for a student visa is if a university has already recognized that they want you at their school, they want you in their program. So if you need to go back to that first step, please take a look at my first YouTube video that I posted on this channel. I just walk you through the application process, the documents that are required, some of the timelines, and then as well as just some tips to make the process easier for you. The second step to receiving your student visa is to apply for your COE. Your COE, or Certificate of Enrollment, is just a legal document letting the university that you applied to and got accepted to that you plan to attend this university in the spring semester or in the fall semester. Nothing more complicated than that. So first, how do you get your COE? How do you apply for your COE? Thankfully, the first step is easy. Your university will send you a link with a bunch of documents that you need to send to them or upload in some sort of a online web system. And then once you upload all of those documents, you will wait some time and then they will send it back to you in the form of a PDF document. So if you are applying to a university in Japan, the chances are the documents will be similar to the ones that I uploaded. So just to save some time, here is a screenshot or a list of all of the documents that I uploaded for my COE. If you are applying to a different university within Japan that's not Hiroshima University, there's chances that most of these documents will be similar. But if you are applying to a school, say in Europe or South America or Africa, these documents may be different. So just keep that in mind if you are not applying to a master's degree in Japan. I also want to emphasize, applying to and receiving my certificate of enrollment was the most time-consuming part of my student visa application process. So please do not at all delay this process. Do not do it, do not do it, do not do it. I was sent the link from Hiroshima University to apply for my COE sometime in mid to early December. December 23rd, 2024 was when I submitted and uploaded all of my documents to the Hiroshima University system. And I did not receive my PDF document of my COE until February 12th, 2025. So it was a little bit over a month and a half. Yeah, it was a little bit over a month and a half until I received my COE, my certificate of enrollment. And mind you, my program started on April 1st. So I had a little bit over a month and a half to finish the remainder of my student visa process. Please do not delay this part of your visa process at all. Do not do it. You may have to delay your start, your flight. You don't want that. Please listen to me when I say. So do not delay this process at all. But now let's move to the third step. The third step of applying to your student visa is obtaining your COE from your university. This is one of the easier steps. Your university will just send you a link, you click it, you download it, and that's pretty much it. But I will say you should download multiple copies of your COE. Not only do you need it to send it to the immigration office so that you can get your physical visa within your passport, but you will also most likely need to show it once you land in your country where your program is. So I can't remember if I flew into Haneda or Narita airport, but I was required to show them my COE to let them know that I had actually been accepted into a graduate school program in Japan. So print out multiple copies, keep it in a folder in your luggage whenever you arrive in Japan or your country of choice, and then also just keep copies with you as you are in your country. I have multiple copies with me here in Japan, and then I do have copies at home that I can grab at any time. So print out multiple copies, keep them on you, and now let's move to the fourth step. The fourth step for applying for your student visa is to identify the consulate that you will be sending your visa documents to. So I know what you're thinking. Why on earth is this even a step? Like, obviously you're just gonna send it somewhere within your state. No, that's not correct at all. That's not correct at all. Please take a look at this image, and then I will also link the website so that you can access this image on your own in the description. So for example, I'm from Dallas. I had to send my visa application to Houston. I did not have the time to go in person. So that means that I had to send my passport in the mail along with a bunch of other important documents to the consulate of Japan in Houston. And if you by any chance are watching this video and you are from Oklahoma, from any part of Oklahoma, you will be sending your visa documents to the same consulate that I sent mine to. If you have the ability to drive and make that drive, all the more power to you. I did not have the time to do that, but because you will have to be sending your passport and a bunch of other stuff to this office, it is very important that I would honestly recommend if you can somehow overnight mail this package with your passport and these documents to the consulate. I would definitely recommend that just to maximize that you get it back as soon as possible. If you apply in person, then you'll just have to drive back and then receive it whenever the time comes. But I decided to mail my visa. And now for the fifth step, which is actually applying for your student visa, gathering the documents, and then mailing it to the consulate of Japan within your jurisdiction. So to start off, you need to go to the Consulate General of Japan within your area. Again, this Consulate of Japan may not be within your state. Then, once you are on this website, I'm on the one for Houston, you go to the Visiting Japan Visa and Travel Information tab and click it. Once you are here, Visiting Japan, Visa and Travel Information, honestly, print this out. It'll give you a lot of essential information. It's better to be safe than sorry, but let's move back up to the top. Take a look at the YouTube video I did as well. Read this here. You can do that on your own time, but let's move on to the important stuff. Okay. So who can apply? You must be a US citizen, US permanent resident, or US visa holder residing in Texas or Oklahoma. Okay, and visa exemption process, it usually takes 5 to 7 days after all required documents are in order. And when to apply. The earliest you apply is 3 months before you enter Japan. So now let's click here. And this is the really important information about the documents that you need to mail. So we go to visa types, and then we're going to scroll down to the long-term stay section, and we will be taking a look at the certificate of eligibility holder link. Okay, so here is some essential information. Take a look at that, read it on your own time. And then I will just read through quickly the required documents. So original valid passport, copy of face photograph, page of passport, visa application form, 1 passport size photograph, proof of immigration status for non-citizens only. I am a citizen of the US, certificate of eligibility, and cash fee. So let's scroll back up. The first and second step are pretty self-explanatory, but I will just click on the visa application form just so you can know what it looks like. Honestly, to be safe, I would just print out 2 of these, fill it out twice, just in case anything spills, or I don't know, but just better be safe than sorry. All right, and now let's move back. And I want to make a note on number 4, because this is where I made my mistake and I had to resubmit some of my documents. So it says 1 passport size photograph. Here I got confused when it said color copy printouts are not acceptable. I thought this meant that they did not want a passport or ID document photo to be in color. That's not what they meant at all. What they meant was they do not want you to print a photo in color from like a regular home or school printer. Like, they don't want it to be printed out on A4 paper. That's not what they want. They want it to actually be a professional photo taken at CVS or Walmart for like 20 to 30 bucks, and then you can send that to them, but it still needs to be in color. So don't make that mistake that I did. And then blah, 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 proof of immigration status. This may not apply to you, or it may apply to you. But then just to explain a little bit more on step 6, certificate of eligibility, it says original and photocopy or 2 photocopies. So again, do not just submit only 1 copy of your COE when you are mailing it or sending it in person, because they will make you do it again. Submit multiple copies. And then lastly, this visa fee. So cash only is the only option that you can do to pay in person. You cannot just put your cash in the envelope to send it to them. So I know what you're thinking, how can you pay then? Well, many of the countries that are applying for this type of student visa will be exempt. So if you are a US citizen, you actually are exempt from paying a visa fee to apply for a student visa in Japan. So if you need more proof, again, I'm in this visa fees section, citizens of the visa fee exemption list country. All right, and visa fee exemptions, citizens of the following countries are exempt from paying visa fees. So if you come from any one of these countries, you do not need to pay a fee. There are some exceptions here with these little, I don't know, I'll just call them stars or flowers. So if you're from the Philippines, you have some restrictions. If you're from Romania, you have some restrictions. But if you are from any one of these other countries, you do not pay a visa fee. And that is if you are applying in person or if you are mailing your documents. So now let's go back. And now to move on to the 6th step, which is actually how to apply in person or to mail your visa application. So I'm going to continue to this next step part, and I will click on the link. Easy enough. So I did not apply in person, so I honestly don't want to give too much information because I don't want to tell you anything wrong, but take a look here if you want to apply in person. But skipping down to the mailing part, this is the Consulate General of Japan that I mailed my application to. Some of the important things that you need to make note of is that you may include multiple applications in one envelope, and this is probably just to make sure that you maximize your chance of getting accepted, because if anything's missing, you have a duplicate, or if coffee gets spilt on it by them, that's out of your control. At least they have another copy within your document or within your package that they can reference. Okay, perfect. And it says, if you would like your passport returned by mail, a visa fee must be paid in advance. Again, if you are from a visa fee exemption country, like the US, this does not apply to you. And then the third bullet says, please include a note with your package if you plan to pick up your passport in person after the visa process is complete. I had my visa sent back to me, so I did not pick it up in person. This is not important. Okay, but a proxy, I don't know any information about that. Please read it independently if you are interested in using that. And then this is probably the scariest part. The Consulate General of Houston is not responsible for loss or damage of documents during shipping. So this is why I would recommend, getting it done as soon as possible. You have no clue if the Consulate of Japan is going to, have some issues and they're going to delay your visa application. You don't want that. And then let's move on to this next step, how to receive your passport with visa. So this is if you are receiving it, if you apply in person and you will pick it up in person, or if you will have them mail it back to you. Again, I'm going to skip the in-person part because I did not apply in person, but what I did, mail. You must submit the following along with your visa application. The consulate does not provide envelopes or stamps. So very important, you need a self-addressed prepaid return envelope from USPS, UPS, or FedEx. I used FedEx because I have had issues, unfortunately, with USPS and UPS in the past, but that's just me. You may be able to trust them, but I would recommend using FedEx. And then you also need a disclaimer form. This is just saying that they are not responsible if they lose your stuff, which I honestly think is unfair, but they're not responsible. So just be prepared for that, I guess. Again, just note in this section where to send. We only ship to addresses within Texas or Oklahoma. Okay, perfect. And just some final remarks regarding dates of my visa application process. I mailed all of my application documents on February 24th. And then on March 1st, I received an email saying that I did something wrong in my application. I'm not gonna detail too much further, but I quickly got myself together. And if you do get an email from the Consulate of Japan saying that you messed up on your application, do not just send the missing document in the mail back to them. You also need to take a screenshot of the email, just them telling you that you did something wrong, that you're missing this document, and you also need to add that in as well. If you just send the missing document without any context, they're gonna throw your entire application away and then you're gonna be delayed even further. So don't do that. Take a screenshot of the email saying you missed something, add that into your piece of mail that you sent to them as well. But to continue, my visa was accepted on March 12th, and that was only accepted by email. I received my visa within my passport back to me in Dallas on March 20th. And mind you, my flight to Japan was on March 30th, 10 days before I needed to leave. So I was absolutely very stressed during this time because me and my mom were very prepared that we were gonna need to delay our flights if it got delayed any further. So again, don't be like me. Don't get any part of the application wrong, because then you'll have to resubmit, and of course that takes more time. But I hope in this video I was able to give some helpful information about the visa process very daunting, but I hope that this video made it a little easier to digest and then hopefully to achieve for you guys as well. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I want to help you guys achieve your dreams of studying abroad, getting your master's degree, getting that student visa on time, hopefully. So if you've watched this far, thank you so much. Please consider liking and subscribing. I want to help everybody study abroad and get their master's abroad. So thank you for watching and have a blessed day.